Tracey Fitzgerald, retired registered nurse, retired acupuncturist. I have a background in nursing, holistic health, traditional Chinese medicine, and classical five-element acupuncture. I've put together a series of 11 acupressure points, 11 acupressure points that you can do for yourself anywhere. It requires about 10 to 15 minutes in a chair, so some chair self-care. These points are purported to enhance the immune system, fend off infections, diminish coughs and colds, and even break fevers. There's also some points included to help reduce stress, anxiety, and worry in these challenging times. So a great set of points for our frontline workers, anybody else who may need it. With all that we have going on. So it takes 15 minutes in a chair, so pull one up and follow along. All right, thank you. Okay, we're going to start with our first two set of points. First set of points is stomach 36. It's on the outside of the lower leg, right below the knee. Stomach 36, leg 3 miles. So sitting in a chair, knee bent. This is my kneecap right here at the front, and this is that shin bone, the top of the shin bone. So come to the kneecap on the outer right side of the right knee. Bring about 4 finger widths below that kneecap, right off that shin bone, and right in here is the acupressure point. You can also slide your finger up the shin bone, and it kind of stops in a little hole before it goes up to the knee, or you can drop it off the knee and feel it. You can massage this point deeply. We're going to do just a few seconds right here. You can come back to this point and massage up to 3 minutes. It's a great point because it has a multitude of functions, but it really stimulates the immune system to help fend off infections. It's a great point when you're feeling fatigued or depleted. Kind of is that energy boost to bring back much needed vitality. It's also a great point for gut issues, for upset stomach and nausea, and mentally and emotionally. It's good to relieve worry, anxiety, and brings calmness. So stomach 36. All right, second point is just right across from that on the inside of the leg, on the inner portion of the leg. So same thing, there's the kneecap, this shin bone, the tibia comes all the way around. You put some pressure and you can feel yourself come to the edge of that tibia bone. Right below the kneecap, you feel it kind of come down out here. You can come up the tibia and it stops in this little hole before you go up to the knee. This point is spleen 9, yin mound spring. So this also brings vitality and freshness, like a clear spring to the energy system. Great point to use when you're feeling fatigued, worn out. Also helps with abdominal and digestive issues. This is a great point to relieve fevers. It's from hot fevers, like a cool spring of cool water bringing to break and wash that fever away. Also really nourishes the spirit and relieves worry. So spleen 9, yin mound spring down the inner. Okay, first 2 points are done. Thank you. So the next 3 set of points are related to the large intestine and the lung. First point is on the hand. Contraindicated if you're pregnant. If you suspect you're pregnant or are pregnant, do not use this point at all. So this point is located on the hand as you come up from the bone of the index finger into the web and the bone of the thumb as they join together right before that in that fleshy part called the web. So this is called large intestine 4, joining of the valleys. So you use your other fingers to just like pinch right in there and rub that point deeply. So this point is great for clearing colds, fevers, and infections in the mouth and throat. It's a great point, a great anti-inflammatory point, and it eliminates, lets go, and is also good for the GI tract. So large intestine 4, joining of the valleys, can just rub in there pretty deeply. It can be a little tender. And again, do not use if you suspect you're pregnant or are pregnant. Next point is on the arm in the elbow crease. So As you fold your arm across your body like this, let your shoulders relax down, and you come out the crease of the elbow towards the elbow bone, down towards the bone. So you just, finger just drops out the edge of the elbow crease, and you rub there. This is called crooked pons, large intestine 11. Great point to treat sore throats and reduce fevers. It brings stability and nourishment to the whole. It's great to release overwhelm and depression. So crooked pond just helps clear things out, and just rub there. And then the next point on the arm is lung 7. So it's on the thumb side of the arm. If you put your thumb up like this, you have that little hole that drops in there. Drop your ring finger in that little hole, second finger, third finger. Third finger comes right over the top of that bone, so it's right there. And then I use my thumb to push towards that bone, and you just want to gently massage it up towards your other thumb. Lung 7 feels good. Narrow defile or broken sequence. It's great for regulating a lot of respiratory problems, including shortness of breath, coughing, colds, chills, and fever. It helps relieve worry and fear and sadness and grief, which is great for this time. So lung 7, narrow defile. Just press and rub right there. Okay, we'll move on to the next ones. Next 2 points are on the back of the head. So next point is on the back of the head at the base of the skull. Gallbladder 20, wind pond. So you want to think of the center line all the way up and all the way down to the back of the skull. So as you come down towards the back of the skull, you kind of feel your finger drop off the edge of the skull, and then you push your finger back up. But there's actually a little ridge that you can just drop right in there. So you take 2 fingers of each hand, right? You go down, you find that little center ridge, and then you just come out slightly off that center ridge, and about 3 finger widths out from the center, there's another little ridge that you kind of come out and you drop into. It can be very tender. You want to rub lightly. Do not rub heavily on this point. It's a very powerful point. Can be tender and sensitive. Great point to relieve headaches. Great for stiff necks. Helps clear head colds, sinuses, clears mental chaos, bringing clarity to the body, mind, and spirit. Great point for releasing irritability out of the system, judgment and anger. Wind pond, gallbladder 20. Okay, next set of point is also on the back of the head. Same thing, come up center line all the way down the back. You drop down the back off the skull, and you come down to the base of the neck. So you just come down off the skull to the neck as the fingers drop down. Before you come down to like the shoulder area, there's usually a couple little ridges of bumps. You go from the cervical to the thoracic. So you bring your fingers down. As you hit that bump, just take 2 finger pads right around that bump area. You can rub. The other thing you can do on this point back here is tap. If you're really not feeling anything, the other thing you can do is make a little fist, and then yeah, that's where I really feel it. So this is called great hammer. So I'm just going like this, just lightly, not heavily at all. So you can just, it feels good. Great point to shake out stuck energy. When you're in overwhelmed, stuck energy, things are getting tight, great energy to like break it up. Great hammer. It's literally like whacking it out of someone. It also is great for knocking out fevers and colds, and it's good for flu. It's indicated for flu. So it enhances the immune system, helps open up the lungs. It's a very powerful point of opening and revitalizing. So great hammer, used with great caution. Do not bang on it. Do not do it too heavy, and do not do it too long. Just tap there lightly and gently. All right, and we're moving on. And the next 2 set of points, we're going to start with kidney 27, storehouse or shoe mansion. So the kidney points, again, if you come from the center line, if you come down, You're going to come down to right here to the collarbone. So you take your 2 fingers, come down the center line, and just feel that collarbone, the bottom of the collarbone, 2-finger width out, and so you drop into this hole right here. So below the collarbone, right here. So this is a nice place to rub, to really give a boost to our systems when our energy is depleted. It's a great point to clear coughs and colds. It's great for chronic infections of the respiratory tract. You can also tap it like this, and if you really want a little extra, it always makes me cough. There it is, working on the respiratory tract. You can just tap it lightly like Tarzan, not too deep. Great to give the system a little boost, but also clearing out coughs, colds, infections, respiratory tract, kidney storehouse. Okay, next point is the third eye point. It's right here between our eyebrows. So if you bring your fingers to the end of the eyebrow and just come to that center point, you can feel a little hole. Some people it's up a little higher, it's depending on the structure of the bridge of the nose, but you just come to that center point and just rub right there. This is a really calming point. If you don't have time for anything else, this is a great point to just calm the entire head and nervous system. Yin Tong, third eye point. So it calms the spirit, but it's also great for the nose, for the sinuses, for headaches, and any eye irritations. Yin Tong, third eye. So not too heavy, just gently. Okay. Last 2 sets of points for relaxation. Next set of points is called Heart 1 Utmost Source. So it's in the axilla in the armpit. So it's not down here in the armpit, it's not here, it's kind of like in that upper front area. So if you put your arm up, you bring your 4 fingers and just kind of come in that hole, and as you bring your arm down, you feel those tendons kind of come together there. It's right up inside of there. So you do it on the other side, let the shoulders relax, and you can just massage in there. It's a great set of points to use when you're anxious, cut off, depressed. It's really where we reconnect back to ourselves, the heart of ourselves, the utmost source, the divine within us. So just rub that, feel yourself coming back to the heart center within you. Feel yourself calming, connecting, utmost source, heart 1. And then the last point is called, I'll just move this, is CV15, dovetail. So it's when we're feeling anxious, like that energy where a fluttering of wings, like a dove's tail that's moving, flutterings. We feel that anxiety within us. And you come down the center line, again, all the way here from the center, come down, drop down to the chest, right below the ribs at the end of the xiphoid, so just a finger width below it. So it's a great point to bring calming energy into the body. It brings calming, stability, protection. So when we're feeling anxious, cut off, insecure, this brings coherence to our head and heart. So you just come down the center line, tip of the xiphoid, right down there. You can feel it, it's tender. You want to rub this one lightly, not too deep, not too heavy, but it brings head and heart coherence. In Chinese medicine, believe that the head should reside in the heart. In our Western world, we think from our heads all the time. It's a great point if you can't sleep. You just say, thank you, mind, for all your work. It's time to rest back in the heart. Bring that energy back down, coherence with the head and heart, down and dovetail CV15 to let everything relax, come back into a state of calmness and coherence. Okay, well, that is all the points for today. You can do any combination that you like or do them in sequence. It takes about 15 minutes. And just a quick disclaimer that please know that in no way is this a medical diagnosis, treatment or cure, not a replacement for medical cure, promise of a claim or cure of any kind. That always consult with your healthcare professional before altering any medications, treatment, or care. I believe in the best of both worlds, both Eastern and Western medicine. And I hope this helps and brings just a little sense of relief for some of you out there. Okay, Be well. Take care. Thanks. Bye.